What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this MCU video. This is the third in my brand new series of MCU theories. We're trying to be as grounded as we can by looking at the comics and how they've been adapted and where the future comics can be adapted. And today we're talking about how can Billy and Tommy come back. Now, of course, this will have spoilers for Multiverse of Madness and also WandaVision, so I don't know why you clicked this if you haven't watched either of them. Now, after WandaVision, I thought, hey, Wanda's kids must have been real and their essence has been lost in the multiverse, or she will save a version of them without a mother in the upcoming Multiverse of Madness. In reality, it was much, much darker, as she wanted to steal a multiversal version of Billy and Tommy by possessing their domestic mother. Oh boy. But how can they return? As, in my opinion, Wanda isn't dead. We didn't see a body. But what about Billy and Tommy? Well, we're going to get to Wanda in a bit. That's at the end of the video. But Billy and Tommy. Well, in the comics, they were born of a mixture of being part magic and part Mephisto's fractured soul, and there's a sprinkling of, the reality magic there. However, once Mephisto kind of came back, those fragments returned and Wanda's kids very tragically disappeared. This led Agatha Harkness to make her forget that her kids did exist. Of course, in this show, the kids did disappear, albeit it was changed up quite a lot, just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe does with the comics. So, WandaVision took from the comic Vision and the Scarlet Witch, and the kids were gone. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, her kids called out to her in the WandaVision post-credit scene. We presumed before Multiverse of Madness that this was adapting the post-Avengers Disassembled storyline, where her kids were reborn as Mephisto just temporarily had Billy and Tommy's souls. When the MCU here, we didn't need any soul fragments or anything like that, and there's no Mephisto. Yeah, so Wanda just made her kids. Here comes the important part. Now, Wanda in Earth 616 didn't have real kids, and simply made her, quote, dream life, and many of us wondered, well, how is it so accurate to Earth 838, having watched Multiverse of Madness? Well, we know in that movie that dreams are visions into the multiverse, so it's likely in her grief, she subconsciously used her power to create what she thought was her dream home, her dream with our boy Vision. Out in the multiverse, there are countless Billys and Tommys, but in the 616, they don't exist, as she hasn't had the life experiences the other Wanda had, and went on a rip-roaring rampage of, well, something. She went to find them, basically, and she couldn't. Why couldn't she just find one where the mother had died? But let's move on. So what does all this mean? Well, Wanda created her kids using magic. They don't exist on Earth 616. Well, it's not out of the realms of possibility that her kids' essence is still out there. Let's say souls. But the magic that was created, it had to go somewhere. It's out there in the cosmos or the multiverse, whatever they decide to do. They are children of a Nexus being, hence they are incredibly powerful. Now, this is another important part. In Children's Crusade, or Avengers Children's Crusade, great comic, you need to read it. Wanda is considered a murderer after the events of House of M and Avengers Disassembled. And I think that, well, they will do this. Billy and Tommy, like the comics, will be reincarnated to a brand new family, and, well, they will have the burden of what their mother did. We know she's not dead. They will have returned, and it all lines up nicely. If there is to be a Young Avengers show or movie, then the legacy of their mother can be dealt with. I'd expect they'd want to find her, and this would lead to the MCU's version of Children's Crusade, where they go off and find her. In that comic, we learned how Doctor Doom's schemes were behind Wanda's destruction in House of M and Avengers Disassembled. I'm not sure I'd like her to be let off the hook there, but I'd like her to be kind of, found by the kids and that. So in summary, we will have the kids' essences out there, and they will go on and be reincarnated, and they will form the Young Avengers, at which point they will learn their mother was the Scarlet Witch. Crazy? Wild? Probably won't happen because it's a theory, but let me know what you think down below. Do drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe with notifications on, and I will see you soon, and goodbye.